Hello, Hero Tier. Welcome to our newsletter for September. This month went by way too fast for, I think, everyone here. So just to kind of recap who we all are. I mean, obviously, most of you know who we are. But I'm Margaret Crone. I handle all of like the marketing stuff and things of that. So social and all that jazz. And then what you do?
I am sleepy.
We're all tired.
Yep. Hello, I'm Andrew Lysium. I'm the CEO, the CFO, the legal HR. That's what I am. I should put all the letters together.
Awesome trailer. That is the SG trailer. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that.
And I'm the artist.
You trailer maker.
I am the trailer man.
And most of this week in the editing cave making the Stargate trailer.
Last but not least is Bentham. You want to say who you are, what you do?
I'm the CTO. I manage the Discord and putting out Patreon posts, and also I make lots of spreadsheets. I like spreadsheets.
Yes. So we all kind of do our thing, and we try to make it all work. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it. And as always, as a preface, in the comments below, you can ask us any questions, or if you would like us to change up our format, you can always let us know. But so far, no one has given us feedback on that front. So I guess you're liking it. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go over Patreon, and then we'll go over our shows this month. Then we'll go over Patreon, Twitch, YouTube, and then of course our social channels. So first, last but not least, or first thing, I'm losing my mind. First thing to talk about is Layla the Vampire Slayer. And of course, we have some special thank yous on that front first. Bentham, take it away.
So, we had 5 episodes of Layla the Vampire Slayer this week, though the first ones were on the 1st and 2nd of the month. So the supporters for that, I think, were last month. That's how I usually work it out. But the ones that we had supporters for this month were episode 24 was supported by Oberon Naga. Episode 25 was supported by Sim. Episode 26 was supported by Ecliptixis, and Miazilla managed to nab the finale that we've just finished a couple hours ago. So well done on grabbing that before it went to someone else.
Yeah, and that was our finale that we just had, so we're not going to do too much spoilery things, I think.
That's more than half a year.
That's why we're exhausted right now.
Half a year's 26 shows. That's 27 episodes. We did more than half a year of Layla season 2.
Yep.
Layla was kind of
gaps the whole time.
We had gaps. You mean from in season 2?
Yeah, I don't think in season 2 we ever missed a week, did we?
No. I don't think we did. We didn't have any one shots. I don't think. We just brought in guests. So, 27 episodes for a season is a lot of episodes for a season. We were actually thinking this season was going to be 14 episodes originally, or something like that. So
yeah, it wasn't that much. I think it's 18 or 20, and then we extended it by a little bit.
Yeah.
So the whole Tom Huell thing, I thought was going to be season 3.
Oh. Spoilers for you guys. But yeah, it's been an interesting ride. Obviously, Layla the Vampire Slayer is one of the things that helped us kick off and make some crazy splashes here in the tabletop realm. So thank you guys for supporting us. And if you want to see a season 3, go back and thumbs up all of the shows and tell us, let us know, leave a lot of comments, share your favorite moments. I think that's going to be the best way to make sure that we know that you guys want it.
And I want to call it right now because I'm tired. I want to call it Slayla the Vampire Layer.
That would make no sense.
If you slept with Catherine, it would help.
Catherine didn't get to sleep with Layla. Well, spoilers. She was trying. So I think we just finished that, so we're exhausted. I don't know. Do you guys have anything big you want to say about the journey that has been?
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Layla.
It was amazing. Thank you.
I guess just that it's been awesome so far, because it basically has been the flagship of the reboot ever since that. At the time when we started the show, we were worried about how things were going to go, because we just had a hiatus and everything, and it was what we launched things back with. I'll be honest, I didn't have that much faith in it at the time, but that's because I didn't know anything about Buffy, so I'm I don't know what this is about. I guess
but now you have a DVD player and DVDs. How much Buffy have you watched, Bentham?
I'll get round to it. Listen, right now the list is Stargate, Firefly, Buffy. That's the priority.
You haven't watched Firefly either?
No,
I got him it for Christmas. He said, "Oh, my DVD player's broken." I was like, "Okay, you can get a new DVD player. Sure, I'll get one for one." Still didn't get a DVD player.
Did you send him one for his birthday?
For his birthday, got him a DVD player. Still hasn't watched it.
I love you, Ian.
Next, he's gonna be like, "I don't have a TV."
Get a TV.
Ian and I don't have electricity.
Like, giving Bentham whatever we can to make him do all the things.
E, I don't have electricity. Buy him a generator. E, I don't have eyes.
But yeah, we really we can't thank you guys enough for all of the amazing support, and that you guys have been so welcoming with all of our new shows and letting us try new things. And obviously Layla was a new thing we didn't expect it to do as well as it did, and so the fact that we're potentially looking into a season 3 is just absurd.
Spoilers.
I'm so glad I was wrong about it.
I am too, because I love our characters and I just love the world, and you did such a good job with season 2. The fact that like little things from season 1 were like, oh, this affected that, and like it was cool.
It helps that we've got such a consistent cast, because I tend to run conspiracy plots, so with a consistent cast and a consistent dynamic, the conspiracies kind of build up.
That's true. And then all of our side characters that we've had have been planned, because we look at everybody's schedule. We're like, hey, what's your schedule for this entire season? And then we kind of like plan around that for guests. And your incorporation of them has been fantastic. And our guests have been fantastic. So thank you for that. And then, of course, for allowing us to be able to afford to bring in Catherine, a.k.a. Little Red Dot. That was a cool twist.
That was an awesome moment. I was completely in the dark about it. Even though it had been discussed, I'd forgotten about it, and so I was with everyone else when
discussed
the reveal.
And agreed to.
The look in people's faces was the greatest.
It was awesome.
I was like, because I knew what was going to happen. And then I guess we'll move on to the next thing. But thank you guys so much. There's so much that we could sit here and talk about Layla for the entire thing if we wanted. Moving on to our one shot with. For Star Wars, Even the Score, it was our one shot using the Scum and Villainy tabletop RPG. Bentham, share the
that one was supported by Jofu. I think at the time he picked it, he didn't know what it would be yet because we hadn't announced it.
He probably liked it then. He's into starships and warships mainly, but yeah.
Yeah, it's always good to talk about that stuff. Or to pick those ones, because it's always going to be a fun surprise, and it's usually something ridiculous. Because it's one of those things where when you're in one shot, you can just do silly, crazy things that you wouldn't normally do in a long-term show.
I got to play
like Bub.
I mean, I got to play Space Geralt, so I was fine. I was
Which
happy.
You looked amazing in. All of your guys' cosplay was so good. Like,
oh yeah,
and it was all relatively thrown together last moment. I was like, this kind of works. I'm feeling it.
Yeah, everyone rocked it. And then obviously, you were on that show, so I don't know if you want to talk a little bit more about it. We kind of don't want to give too many spoilers, too.
Like that, it went well. I think we just described how well it went. We had an Ewok who was named Kek.
Lord Kek, all hail Lord Kek.
And his vice was heroin, basically. So as I kept imagining, and I still imagine to this day, the Ewok would get between like the heat exchanger and the hyperdrive coil and just shoot up, and then just lay there going like.
You said that on the show, and I was
laughing. And I'm constantly imagining that every time I think of him, and it's just constantly tickling me. Like it's not going to stop being funny for at least like 2 months.
And then the goddamn dice they delivered.
Mm-hmm. Well,
so good.
Bub started the game by rolling terribly in the fortune roll, so he started captured, and ended it interestingly. That's just gonna leave that for you guys.
Yeah, so definitely go watch that. It's good times. You will enjoy the cast. They're all amazing. And obviously we had Eric Vulgaris, who's fantastic. I absolutely love having him around.
Eric's amazing.
He's a kind soul. So I hope you guys enjoyed that.
Also, I'm just going to show you, by the way, this is how I note fights in Layla for like the last episode. So you've got the initiatives.
Similar. I keep the HP and then I just add. I have the max HP and then I just keep adding HP until I get to the point where.
Yeah, like each of these is like a HP track for like that's vampire veteran, vampire minion, vampire veteran and stuff, and like the HP track is like me adding numbers over and over again.
Mine looks very similar to that. That's funny. Um,
And that's Tom, by the way. 31, 46, 50, 95, I think. Yeah.
yeah. Almost at 100. Moving from there, we have Sounds of Silence, which is our VTM campaign that has been just killing it. So obviously we love that crew. We brought them back for VTM, which I think people were like, oh snap. And it's been going very swell. So first we'll talk about who supported those.
So this month even, we had 4 episodes, though one of them was at like the very start, so counts as the last month for supporters. We had episode 4, but episode 5 this month was supported by Mir. Episode 6 was supported by Draco Malfoy, and this time it wasn't cursed. Nothing went wrong with the episode.
Sorry,
we
Draco.
finally managed it. And episode 7 was supported by Miss Amy Hoyle.
There you go. Kitty! Okay, now we take our momentary kitty break. Oh, she looks sucks as though she's smiling. She's like... but yeah, VTM has been crazy. Lots of political drama, vampire drama. The book situation is just a whole nother realm of things. I don't know if we want to spoil, like, we don't want to spoil things for people who aren't watching.
Especially VTM, which is very much about those twists and turns.
It's very plot oriented. Things I haven't been able to catch to keep up with it currently, and so I don't know if the results of the poll have come into play yet, because that was a very fun thing to.
I don't think they have. Nothing's hit the fan yet.
Yeah, the options of the things will get stirred up a bit when one of the elements of that comes in.
I'll let you know, the way that Mathis does things is there's lots of parallels happening. So some of those things are definitely going into play. You're just not seeing them quite yet.
Yeah, I'm sure that the thing in the poll has happened, but you don't know it's happened yet.
Yeah,
exactly.
We'll probably learn in like 2 to 3 weeks. Yeah,
it's gonna be good.
I'm so excited. There's also another thing we're planning for VTM, so you'll have to stay tuned for that as well. But yeah, Sounds of Silence has been really, really fun and good times, and hopefully y'all are enjoying it. Clearly you are from just seeing our viewership, and when we get into the social stuff, you'll see that VTM is like the main thing on there. So yeah, moving on to our legendary tier stuff. Just so you guys know, we do have our legendary tier slots, and we usually do 1 campaign, but sometimes we'll do 2 if we have a lot of people partaking. This time we had Dot and Bub, and I think, Bentham, you're going to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we did a Saturday cast special with this one. Dot returning from last month, and Bub GMing for Legends for the first time. Bub's game is actually happening literally at this moment. I actually have the chat up, and
so we probably can't talk too much about that.
An image of, I think it's a whale or a submarine. I don't know what that is.
It looks like a submarine, but we won't be able to talk much about his quite yet.
Yeah, so at the moment that they're playing A Quiet Year, which I think is one of those ones where you build a civilization.
You like cooperatively really cool. Basically tell a role play without dice or anything, and as you go through, you like draw cards.
If I wasn't so tired.
Yeah, I played it before with Bub. It's a good game. We had lots of ghosts. That was the resource we had a lot of, with ghosts.
Okay. Are ghosts useful in an empire?
We decided that a lot of our technology was ghost powered, and that the gods were dead.
Why did you play this with Bub?
Yeah, I'm imagining that your universe was very much like that one island of death in Pirates of the Broken Skies.
I mean, a little bit, but we unearthed a dead god, and we tried to resurrect the dead god. We tried. Yeah, we found a soulmonger that would destroy souls and make power from them. So we destroy the ghost to make power. And then I was like, we find a dead god. So we're like, okay. And then later I was like, someone launches a plan to put the dead god into the soulmonger to create a lot of power and to like make themselves into a new god. And then someone else sabotaged the project, and one of the children became half god, and then the half god child fought against a kraken.
Oh dear.
That's intense. Whenever gods are involved in anything, shit gets crazy.
The child died.
Okay. What, the kraken won?
Well, it wouldn't be a campaign with
the kraken also died.
I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
I think the kraken was like injured, like they took out its eyeball or something. Right. Maybe it ran away. I can't remember.
He swam away.
Yeah, so that's what a quiet year, or the quiet year, can be like then.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to pick ghosts as the resource you have abundance of. You could just pick coal.
Yeah, you just be a normal person, live in a normal civilization.
That's boring.
A few days ago, we had Dot's game, and I've got a bit of the plot details for that were posted afterwards. I don't know the specifics of it, but apparently there was a swamp involved. They went to the swamp, and I think they set everything on fire, maybe?
Why
Sounds
not?
like Dot's game.
It seems like there was a witch they were hunting, but it was actually a druid. And then draining the swamp happened, apparently. I wonder where that comes from.
I wonder if like some pyromancer was just running around going, "Drain the swamp!" setting everything on fire, being like, "What? Oh no!"
Apparently that's what happened. I think though it was just to remove the swamp. Just, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think there was any political connotation there, but I'm like, oh.
The swamp was transported to the Underdark, where there was a final boss battle.
Yeah, I guess he took because basically what I gathered from that was that there was a witch, and the witch was actually wanting to make the world a better place, and so they were creating a new place underneath that was like pretty.
Okay.
Which was what I was under the impression of from what I gathered. But killing people in order to do it, so not the best, but yeah. I heard that people were like, I want to play again. They had such a fun time with Dot, so I'm glad that she's been killing it. And
people have a fun time with Dot. What?
I think the witch turned out to be evil. Like they'd been turned evil, and then they had to kill the witch.
That
who was a
makes
druid.
sense.
And that's what happened.
So yeah, we hope that you guys enjoy the Legend Tier games, and I'm not sure who's going to be GMing next month, but we'll let you guys know.
We'll see.
It's always good times. And then let's talk a little bit about the future. So we did share our trailer for Stargate Horizons, which I think we're all very excited for. I was a little nervous about how this was going to perform in regards to, because it is an old game, and the show's old, obviously, right? Marketing wise, but so far people have just been loving it.
I mean, so was Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
You love the tabletop. What?
I'm ready.
That you can't use that patch, Bentham. That patch is US Air Force.
Oh, damn it. Waste of money. I got them as a set. It's fine.
Yeah, you need the other two. That's the patch you don't need. They add that to the uniforms in season 7, I believe, because the US Air Force were like, can you put more US Air Force stuff on your uniforms? Those two, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The SG one goes on right
How
arm.
many patches
I got 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they do them as sets. The US Air Force one goes on your right shoulder, right arm, and the other one is left arm.
Okay.
I didn't buy any patches, but I'm like, I could, I guess.
Oh, you haven't got a jacket though, have you?
I don't know. I do have a jacket that I could put it on, but I didn't get a jacket for the show.
Yeah, they got on the jackets that have gone like.
I already wear a leather jacket for Layla, and it gets hot, man. Let me know.
Yeah, as soon as Maggie, as soon as you put on that leather jacket, it does get hot.
Not like that. But I'm really excited for Stargate. You did an amazing job with the trailer, so congratulations. And obviously everyone went and found like a place near them where they could like shoot footage, so it turned out really cool.
Yeah, the trailer features my grandparents' garden with me bursting through the trees.
I like the part where you get on the rock and you come up and you're
yeah,
like,
the binoculars is my
That was
favorite.
fun. That
That's
was
my
in my
favorite
local
part.
park. I was like, I need to find a ridge, any ridge, so that I can like crawl up onto it.
No, it was good. I liked it. Mine were terrible.
That
I
trailer,
kept telling you, I was like, mine turned out really bad.
well, that trailer is brought to you by people having really overblown skies. Like your sky,
I can't control the
Bentham.
sky.
I mean, if we were higher production value, we'd only shoot during like grey overcast skies when it's not direct sunlight coming from the sky. But because we didn't have a lot of options, Bentham's binocular scene, that sky is entirely replaced, and I entered put light rays coming out of it and stuff. For your scene, Maggie, your sky was quite a lot and quite overblown, so I just was like, lots of yellow light, yeah. One of mine, I was like, yeah, the sky's not terrible, but explosion goes off the background. Like, there we go. That just
I like
does
that there's an
that.
explosion while you're just adjusting your hat.
Yep. I made sure to have the
Like,
explosion
yes,
happen
nice
just
day
as I
for it.
took off the hand.
No, yeah. I was like, he's so casual, and there's explosions going on
Yep.
behind him.
And then
Cool guys don't look at explosions.
Josh's was really overblown. Like, his footage was great, but his sky was completely just gone. So I was like, entire scene
Grease.
replacement, because it was overblown, but in a quite
his
exact way.
He submitted a lot of video footage, and a lot of his looked really good. So did
Yeah.
Lauren.
Yeah, Lauren
Lauren
less
looked
guy.
amazing. But you spent the most time, I think, on Lauren. You spent like a whole day on her.
Well,
Because you did like do the eye glow thing and
And
Yeah,
stuff.
the
like,
eye glow
tracking
thing.
glow
In the
on the hand.
the glow on the hand was a lot more work than the eye glow thing. The eye glow thing's relatively
really?
simple. Yeah, the hand glow was
Oh,
tough.
because her hand moved, right?
Yeah, also because she put a giant green blob of paper on it as a tracking dot. Because I said, oh, Lauren, can you put a tracking dot, like a small green dot on it? And she was like, sure. And she didn't have a small green dot, so she got a like giant chunk of like green like paper or tape or something and stuck it on. And I came to it and I was like, that's such a large dot. I need to replace that in the scene. This is going to be tough. So it took me like a couple more hours to replace that.
Oh no. Well, it turned out fantastic, and I hope you guys liked it. And now you get to know behind the scenes what we're doing and how it works.
I wonder if I
And
should
then-
release a version of the trailer with no effects on it, and you can see just the raw footage.
We don't need to do that. Maybe for a Patreon reward or something, we could do that. GM or hero tier.
You include the full take, so you can just hear me going, "Are you recording?"
You're recording? Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay.
That's funny. Mine, you can just hear stuff in the background because I'm like in a park. That was so awkward. I basically was telling you, I'm like, I had to hurry up and leave because I thought people were gonna call the police on me.
Oh yeah, I was
There's
like that.
parents there with their kids, and it's a softball, like they're playing softball. I'm like,
Yeah, I was
I
like,
put on
Maggie,
a
like, how
coat.
awkward could it be? Like, I had a guy with a dog walk past, and you were like, yeah, there were children playing. I was like, okay.
Going into the park, I had a coat on over the armor because I'm like, if I'm just walking around with,
I didn't wear it on me. I just wore the green shirt, and then I had everything else in a backpack. But then I was like taking it out and like setting up a camera, and then I was putting it on, and just like people were watching me like, what did she do? They were far away.
I was gonna be in a big open field in my park, and I'm like, you know what? This nice rock in this very secluded area where people aren't gonna call the police is great.
I did my first set of shots, but it was too late at night, and my camera just couldn't pick up any of the footage, so it just ended up trash, and I had to trash it. But the first time around, I spent like 30 minutes rolling in front of the camera, doing like forward rolls in like this big open area. And people were like walking past me like, what the hell? And it was just me doing forward rolls over and over and over again. And I came out of it like, why am I... Oh, I must have been forward rolling on thistles and I didn't notice. Like my arms had like abrasions and like little like blobs where like they'd swollen up and like rashed. And I was like, oh.
I want to see that footage.
I want to see it.
I really want to see it. You have to share it with me and Bentham at least.
I don't have it anymore because it was just really dark, just impossible to use.
Oh, I hope you did. Moving on from that, obviously Stargate's gonna be amazing. Come watch it. Hope support us and share some love with us in that regard. And if you really, really enjoy it, share it more. The next thing we have is our Sunless Skies, which is our Skyfarer tabletop RPG that we're going to be doing. It's a one shot. It's going to be played next Saturday, so it's technically next month. But
it's this month for me and Bentham.
Next
for
month.
us, it's October now.
This is the September newsletter, so October.
It's 1 a.m. on the 1st of October.
Yeah, we'll talk about it more in October, but that's going to be really fun. Josh is going to be DMing that, and we all get to play some really cool characters. I'm going to wear a huge, like, fluffy Victorian dress. He's going to use a crazy accent that I'm going to be like, what'd you say?
Oh, what, mate? It's Victorian England, mate. You know?
I did
What
hear
about
people
that?
talk like that to me, and one person I was like, I do not know what they're saying.
Where's Cotton, mate?
It was real hard. I was like, what is he saying? And they were like, another person was having a conversation with them. And
Just
I
on a
was like,
Barney.
how are they were talking so fast. I was like,
Show on your shoes, sir.
Show you, sir. Just for shilling.
people were asking us for coins, like, and they were using that accent. I was like, I feel like I'm in an MMORPG. And someone's like, got a copper for me?
When?
I'm like, oh. It seemed like it felt fake, but it was like this is a real thing.
What Maggie doesn't know is we hired a lot of actors and set up a stage around the airport. She never actually went to London.
I didn't actually fly
that
out
guy.
of
He did have
London.
a really strong accent.
I always fly out of Birmingham.
It's Birmingham. So no,
Birmingham?
I always fly out of Birmingham.
it's Birmingham.
Birmingham.
Brummy's there.
Birmingham.
That's
Go
it.
to Birmingham.
You don't say the H, Birmingham.
Yeah. No.
Birmingham.
I'm learning. All right, and I think that covers it for all of our shows, and we'll move into all the stat stuff, which should be a lot faster. The first things first is I will let Bentham talk a little bit about Patreon.
Hello, Patreon stuff. So, our September poster is now out. That came out a few days ago, sometime last week. And this month it was the Vampire the Masquerade campaign. It was the classroom scene at the very start of the show when everyone was gathered waiting for their mission.
It turned out so
What's his
good.
face guy? Can't remember his name. It was good. I like the expressions. I liked
I loved it.
Dakota just being angry at the universe.
It's like Dakota's resting angry face.
Yeah.
Everything is terrible. I hate the world.
Red Dot was
I hate
like,
all
I
of you
imagine
and I
that's
hate this
Dakota's
classroom.
default face. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like at the character creation screen when you're like flicking between the clothing options on Dakota. That's her face all the time, and occasionally she'll like pull a different face, but it just goes back to that.
But it's like
I'm less angry about this one.
Yep.
it's like the mouth open or mouth closed.
Like there's
That's
one
it.
bit where she pulls like a little bit of like spinach out from between her teeth and just flicks it away, but then goes back to.
Yeah, so the poster was by Martin. I don't know. I always think it's Martin Peter, but it might be Martin Petter. I don't know. Who's at Martin Petter on Twitter, and they've been making some cool fan art. So we're like, hey, what if you make not fan art?
Well, I think he reached out to me originally. Was like, hey, if you guys ever need anyone else for art stuff, and I was like, oh, totally. I will put you on our list. Pending. Like, here's kind of.
I think it
what
was
we pay.
that Dakota art Martin did originally that was amazing. We were like, yes.
Yeah. I think it was the one with Bub where I was like, ooh, this is the vibe we're probably going to want to go for that classroom. I was like, it would be perfect for... It was the one with Bub and then his little kid. Yeah, that was the one where I was like, this is the style for that classroom scene. It's dark and gritty. Yeah.
So that was our poster for last month. And we haven't yet decided on what this month's going to be. We've got a couple of ideas. We're going to see how it goes.
Yeah.
I want to say wait for Stargate so we can do a Stargate one.
Well,
We're definitely going to do a
like,
Stargate one in the future.
wanna do
But
that.
yeah.
So it might be this month, might be next month. We'll have to see. We've got to decide what we're doing. Also, issue 3 of our comic is out, and issue 4 is very soon going to be arriving. It is ready, I believe. We've had the final colored version of it, and I think we've signed that off. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Pen went through.
Ready to go, so that's coming to you soon. It's awesome as usual. This one's the fight scene mostly, I think.
It's
And
just for the fight scene, right?
Yeah, for the most part. And then issue 5 is going to be in the works soon too.
That might be the resolution of episode 1, or there might be one more after. I'm not sure how.
There might be one
I'm not
after because
sure.
it's got to
Find
go
out.
to the tunnels, so
Yeah.
it's got to be at least
yeah,
one
that's-
after, probably 2.
We shall see. We'll find out. So we're going to have 33.3 recurring % more comic this time.
And we are discussing internally how we're going to handle the release of those comics due to not being able to put those on drive-through. So we will.
Said, yeah, this is a Buffy the Vampire Slayer comic, and that's technically a derivation of an existing IP, and thus you can't put an existing IP on our system. And I'm like, yeah, okay, that's a technical point right there.
What's funny to me is, though, I actually was looking this up, but there's a ton of Slayer books that I've seen made.
They probably
that
are
you-
official.
Yeah,
guess.
they're not. They have nothing to do with Buffy or any of the characters in like Buffy, but they are like Slayer oriented. Like one of the books is like called Slayer or something, and they use a lot of the stuff in there. So I was like, it's interesting that they're able to get away with that, but I don't know. So it's something that we're working out. We're going to talk about how we're going to do that, and we'll let you guys know.
They'll still be on the Patreon.
Continue onward,
very
Bentham.
So following that, we have the merch situation. Currently, we're waiting on hearing back from them.
We're waiting on an email, but either way, it's gonna be solved in like a month.
Yay.
Maybe, depending if we appeal goes well.
Keeping an eye on that and poking people a bit to get news, because we haven't heard anything for a little bit. So we'll see how that goes. But we're getting there. We're getting there.
Yes.
And then we also have the revamp of the Patreon goal system. We're still working on that. We've been delayed because there's a lot of fiddly bits to.
And there's a Stargate show to launch. Be busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a Stargate show. We've just done a one shot. We're about to do another one shot. We've just finished Layla the Vampire
I'm moving
Slayer.
house.
He's moving house.
We've had a lot going on, so it's just been rough. And then outside of Roll4It work, we also have other stuff that we all have obligations, like obviously these movies and stuff. So it's just been a pretty rough time for us. So we just haven't gotten to finalizing all the stuff, but we're getting there, and we will share that with you guys.
It's coming together. We've got it mostly planned.
Come together right now.
And then finally, for the little stats bit of the Patreon stuff, we have the change in number of patrons this month. As usual, doesn't make any damn sense. Last month, Patreon tells us that we had 591 patrons, and as of right now, looking at it, we have 623, which is awesome.
So Bentham, would you say that was a 32 sub increase?
That is, I think that's 32, but...
But?
No, that's not 32. That's 30. Numbers are hard.
It's 32.
Yes, it is. I miscounted. Yes, so that would look to be an increase of 32 patrons. But in fact, according to Patreon, we've gained 37. I don't know where these other 5 are, but apparently that's happened. I'm going to go with it actually being 32. I don't get it. But that does put us at the potentially highest number of patrons we've ever had at the end of a month. However, the month's not actually technically officially ended yet. I think our record...
We don't like doing our reporting, hey guys, congratulations or thank you for this, until we know for sure.
Yeah, I believe our record for most patrons at the actual, at the end of a month proper is 611?
Oh, okay.
It's something like that. It's 600 and something low. So at the moment, it looks like we're set to break our record for most patrons in a month. So that's cool.
That is really cool.
You'll have to see. I'm optimistic. I think we will.
All right.
We always lose a couple when charging happens because that's when people cancel their pledges and stuff.
Yeah.
Hold the bounce.
We're constantly watching all of that stuff. We each kind of have our own thing that we're keeping track of.
Oh yeah, and then sometimes there's the thing where Patreon accidentally makes all charges via credit card count as fraud according to the banks, and everything falls.
Oh god,
that happened.
That was such an annoying month.
Was that last month or the month before?
Yeah, I think it was last month. Or yeah, it might have been the month before. Everything's rushing together.
When they're just like, whoops, everything failed to go through, and all the banks have been flagged as it being fraud. Everyone has to manually go in and say it's not fraud. Please send it.
So thank you for redoing your stuff if you had to.
Yeah,
Twitch.
we appreciate it. All right, moving on to Twitch stuff. We have been doing pretty good on Twitch. We've actually noticed that just average and peak viewers. Peak viewers, we were at 305, and average we were at 248 this month. And then followers gained. We gained the most followers we have in a while, which is 390. That's insane. So thank you for following the channel and bringing in some new peeps. And then we had 11.2K views gained, which is an increase from our last month, which was 10.3. And then we're doing fantastic on subs. We're at 619 sub points. So we're 700 is how much we need to get our next emote slot. And I think the plan is that we're going to talk to our emote artist to get a bunch of more emotes made so that we have them prepped and ready to go. So that's another thing that we're going to work on. We're at 13,178 followers, which means we've hit over the 13,000 mark, which we were at 12,869 last month. So yay, over 13K.
Job,
That's
team.
awesome. Yeah, it's been pretty good. It seems silly to get excited over that stuff, but
Yay,
the more followers we get, the more sponsors notice us, and we might have some stuff in the works. So stay tuned. I'm not going to talk too much about it until it's finalized, but we got things in the works. So talk a little bit about YouTube's.
We gained 1,116 subscribers. That puts us at 11,273 over last month's 10,143, which, you know, is a different number, but whatever.
That's more than a 10% increase in subscribers.
It's VTM, because VTM, Sounds of Silence Episode 1, managed to get us over 17,000 views this month. It came out last month.
Yeah. It came out at the start of last month.
It's almost our most watched ever video.
Yep, it's overtaking all previous episode 1s of other shows.
Only 5,000 views behind D&D episode 1, and that was like a year and a half ago. And this has done it in under 2 months.
It's surely going to take over. It's most likely going to become our top viewed video.
Which is fantastic and amazing. That whole cast has been wonderful. We couldn't split them up, like we said. We're like, make them stay. Keep them.
You're not splitting me up with that cast. No.
And so I'm so glad I reached out to all of them because they're all amazing people, and I'm glad it all worked out.
No, I don't trust that Bob character. He seems shady.
That's so good. I love all of his stuff. Whenever I watch him, I was like, we gotta get him on VT, or we gotta get him on Roll4It sometime. And then that spot opened up, and I'm like, he's perfect. Which is rare because like we have a lot of males on our cast team already, so it's like usually we have somebody who fills a spot or fills like a role we're looking for. But it was like a specific role we were looking for, and like Bob was perfect for it. So our YouTube, that's insane. That's an insane amount of sub gains in a month. So, wow. And I have been noticing, which is a good segue to social, that we've got a lot of social media support, and people who I haven't seen like tweeting about us and being like, oh my God, I watched this, or sharing it and being like, yo, if you haven't seen this, go watch it. So that has clearly done well for us. So thank you. So moving on to Twitter, every month we've just been getting an increased amount of followers, and it's always averaging about to be 100 plus. So this month was no different. We're at 2,726 followers on Twitter. We're almost at 3K, which is so cool. I'm hoping that we hit that mark next month and go a little bit beyond it. We'll see. And then our impressions for this month has been crazy. We're at 431,000 impressions, which we had 391 last month. And our mentions were 386. That means that's how many people have been like tweeting at us and stuff, which is cool. And we've had 2,313 profile visits. We had like one extra tweet than we normally do. So we had 66 tweets that we did on our from our channel, which if you average that and see how many followers we got, like that's a pretty good ratio. So we're doing really well. And then our top tweets, all of our tweets this month have VTM that are all SOS related. So they're all Sounds of Silence. Our top tweet was the VTM episode 4, like we're live tweet. And then the top mentioned was my tweet, actually, that I was joining. I don't remember what episode it was, but it was the one that Josh and I were on. And then the top media tweet was our 1 hour until VTM episode 4. So people really
VTM episode 4.
Yeah, they loved episode 4, apparently.
Yeah, Twitter loves well, it's because it was the
first one in this month.
It's the earliest vampire episode that was this month. Yeah, people really love VTM on social media.
We should also most definitely tweet that we've got a confirmed offer that we're taking Roll4It private for $420 per share. That's not at all going to backfire.
Oh,
this
God.
This is a great joke. Totally worthwhile. It's not going to...
We should not tweet that.
Funnily enough, it's legal for us to tweet that because we're not a publicly traded company. It's fun.
It is funny, though. And then moving on to our Facebook page, which, we have been trying to do our best at cultivating and utilizing. We are still a 5-star podcast on Facebook, so thank you all. If you haven't given us, a little review, go ahead.
Holy hell! What happened to our reach?
So last month we got 558, or this month we got 500. We're at 458 likes and 485 followers, so we're moving up. And yes, our reach was 5,552 versus our 1,185. And I'm gonna let you know, it's all Sounds of Silence. It's a lot of Sounds of Silence. So
Sounds of Silence came out last month. I don't understand.
This is September.
No, but Vampire started in August. Why did September explode?
I don't know. I think it's just been generally we've been
Did
I can look at it
I
specifically.
guess did some important people like our stuff?
I have been posting our
Facebook
stuff
page?
on the page or the World of Darkness. Like there's some World of Darkness groups and pages, so that might be helping us. I can look at and get into
that's
that.
awesome.
But also our post engagement was 1,160, so it's been doing good. Yeah, so reach is we're at 369% compared to our previous 28 days for that. There was a huge spike on September 10th, and it's all organic. So let me look at what that was exactly.
Was a Monday. Following episode 4 or 5? Episode 5. But why though?
So here's the thing with Facebook. I'm gonna let you know that it's really hard. Like even though you're following and liking our page, you might not get a notifications for our stuff. So the 1 or 2 times it actually shows up and then you interact with it, if one person interacts with it, then it like keeps driving us up. It's a weird, their algorithm is like very strange. So, yeah, we post a lot. We post on our social channels like once or twice a day, if not more than that. So it'll take me a little while to scroll to this date. But yeah, I think that's kind of covers all of our stuff for, okay, so September 10th was Sounds of Silence, episode 5's after show.
Oh.
No, that was on the 11th. We didn't post anything on the 10th. I don't know.
And the only thing that would have happened on the 10th was the Layla the Vampire Slayer video. For that.
Just a lot of bots or something, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. That's very strange.
Yeah,
it's
really
all the bots wanting to influence the elections and stuff, busy getting in there. We look at other stuff, not just politics, quickly to make sure people don't know what they are.
You know what? I would not be opposed to that being one of the things because it doesn't surprise me. There are bots that do that. Facebook is. Mm-hmm. If we didn't get anything from it, we probably wouldn't use it. Let's just put it that way.
I just like it
as a brand, it's important to have it, but as like people, it's just.
Yeah. So thank you for watching.
Yeah, that's kind of it. I mean, obviously this month was a lot of stuff going on, so October is going to be insane. Stay tuned for some cool things that we have planned. We're also planning like a Halloween type of thing, which is interesting because we have a bunch of our cast is out for our Stargate show, so we're going to be planning something. So stay tuned for what that magical thing could possibly be. And then we'll go around and just let people say their final words and wrap up today's newsletter for September. You want to kick us off?
I'm going to go around. I'm going around.
Oh dear. You've hit things there.
Yeah. They're still okay. Hi. Thank you. It's been amazing doing the Laylas and stuff, and I'm glad people are liking the Sounds of Silence. Also, I'm very tired, so I'm good. Bentham?
It's been awesome. I'm gonna miss Layla the Vampire Slayer. Also, September went by so fast, I'm scared. Time is weird.
I know, it was 30 days long. It's strange. It's like months of 30 days, dude. I have a feeling this month will be longer, though. I think it's gonna be like 31 days.
Yeah. like I feel like it's gonna be about 3.3 recurring % longer.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, Bentham, why? He's always using percentages. I love it though.
Percentages are amazing.
They are.
Fractions are just unresolved percentages. You need to do
I like raw numbers because I feel like percentages can be misconstrue. Like you can be like, this was 100% better, but it was only like 20.
As opposed to 10. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But that's still a really good number.
Yeah, all numbers can be fudged.
Yeah. I think percentages
and all fudge can be numbers.
I wish. I guess you could mold them. Mold fudge into numbers.
I mean, also you could be like, this fudge is 2 kilos. This fudge is $16.
Just gonna... If you wanna sponsor us, Cadbury's.
Ooh, there's a place just called Fudge. There's a brand just called Fudge.
Yeah, there's. Is this not? This I guess is the thing in the UK. Cadbury's has a chocolate that's just called Fudge.
I didn't know this.
How did you? This is. Are you sure you're actually in England, E?
I'm not a massive fan of fudge. I find it
You
overly
think
sweet.
it's like Quality Streets, or not Quality Streets, the other one, the one that's the
Celebrations.
It's here. I've got the
Selections.
I've got the tag. It's.
I always ignore the fudge
What's
ones.
this?
I always ignore the
But
fudge one. What sweet shop? What the
I
hell
don't
name
know
is
what
that?
Sweet Shop is. I think it's the Cadbury Sweet Shop, but I've cut the top off it.
What the hell name is that?
But yeah, it's all the usual
It's a
stuff.
good
It's
name
got
for,
like
like,
a person
shop.
thing.
That sell sweets.
Yeah, but like the fudge ones, I always just ignored. I didn't care about them. I never learned the name because they're fudge.
You never learned that the name of the fudge sweets was fudge.
Yeah,
The
they
fudge
were orange
ones. I never
ones.
learned their name.
They were orange. Nothing else was orange, so I didn't need to learn their name. I just chucked them to the side and be like, "That's an orange one."
Can I have all your many years of discarded fudges then? Because they're great.
I have chocolate coins.
We're
Got a lot of chocolate
gonna have
coins.
so many chocolate coins. We have a lot of things that we're planning for the future, so stay tuned with us. I'm very excited for, especially
I'm
the
very
thing that's
excited
potentially happening.
for special
At the
things
end of
potentially happening.
So yeah.
Fudge was a mistake. I can't. It's getting stuck.
I know it's just stuck in your mouth like caramel. Thank you for tuning into our newsletter for September. We'll see you again for October, and yeah. Bye.